Are
Okay,
we
Viking Day.
live? Are we
We're
live?
live. We're live, and I caught you with your guitar.
Yeah. Haven't been playing in a while. Haven't had time. I'm a little bit out of practice. But given all the stuff going on today, seems
Yeah.
appropriate to just come up and do a live, right? Talk about it since we've been part of the army of patriots that know that something's wrong. Something was wrong in 2020. We've been right in there with hundreds of other folks, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You've been a key person all along the way with Voter GA, right?
Yeah. Even without knowing it. When I started volunteering, that it was like, can you do this? And you didn't know what it was going to end up being a part of. You just did it. I just
Right.
did.
I was the same way. I was like, what do we do? What do we do? And Garland was like, just just come to the calls and we'll talk about it. And that's what the calls are for on Saturdays. We'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
And that was back in December of 2020. It's been a long road. Today is a milestone. Today we're a step closer. And that's what this song, I had this song already, or maybe I didn't have it already in December of 2020, but this song, it's a parody. It's a spin off of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. I've changed up a few things and added my own lyrics because, it's nothing else matters but election integrity. Nothing else matters but free, fair, transparent elections. That is the pinnacle issue of our day. It tops everything that we're dealing with, right, dude? I mean, we get that fixed. The other problems should be able to eventually get better, right? It's rigged elections.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the elections are rigged, and there's all sorts of issues with education and people getting, to programmed.
Hey, I told my brother that we're going to do an impromptu live and said join us. So I don't know where he's watching, if he's going to watch it on Rumble or I think Zach will probably tune in.
Okay.
Z, I should call him Z. He'll probably tune in. But we should keep an eye out I asked him to join us, and maybe we should keep an eye out for some comments or something since we don't see Rumble comments on.
Yeah, we do.
We do see Rumble comments in StreamYard?
Yeah. Yeah, we
cool.
do.
I didn't think that was. I thought that was one of the ones we don't see.
No, we see it. The only ones that we don't see were Facebook.
Okay. Want me to attempt this song that I haven't sang in forever?
Yeah, sing it.
Just a few verses here. We're always close and always so far. Whoop. I'm already screwing it up. There we go. Here we go. Try again. We're always close and always so far. The day when truth will be what sets the bar. Elections must be free and fair, or nothing else matters. I never knew it's been rigged always. The uniparty fooling me every day. The ballots are ours, so count them our way, or nothing else matters. Trust I seek in my ballot cast, and count them whether slow or fast. It means everything, future and past, 'cause nothing else matters. I never cared, but now I do. I never knew we're getting screwed. Now I know. One more, here we go. We're getting close, but it still feels so far. No trust for old Brad Raffensperger. We're damn machines, they steal votes, so ditch them far. Oh, nothing else matters. Now I care and so should you. Paper ballots we must do. Now we know. Now we know. I'm going to end it on a major E chord because it's a little more positive, right? From the minor to the major, because we had a major breakthrough today, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now we hopefully get to now, like, hopefully everything is going to be, gone through transparent. I don't know how much transparency we're going to get from the DOJ, but, well, because I'm kind of hoping like the Maricopa County kind of audit where it's all in a stadium with all these cameras and you can see every minute of it. I don't think we're going to get that. It'd be wonderful if we did, because, I mean, so many of us know that something went wrong in Fulton County in 2020. And so it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of awesome because we've been working so hard and none of it would have been possible if it wasn't for Garland's first lawsuit, his Show Me the Ballots. Yeah. No, he doesn't call it Show Me the Ballots. That's another one. This is the counterfeit ballot lawsuit, the first one that he got the protective order. And if it wasn't for the protective order, the ballots would have been destroyed in 2022. So,
yeah, speaking of Garland here, I have, let's see if I can share this screen. What just happened there? I don't know what has happened. Am I sharing? Oh, I unshared.
Yeah.
A lot of buttons here. Okay, so let me get that back and add this to the stage, get the right layout going here. So I've got the audio muted right now. We hear Garland and Tamara today down at the reporting live this morning down at the Fulton County, the election hub, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's not just elections. It's just for their giant storage warehouse. And like Garland and Tamara were there. Jason Frazier was there. So there's some great videos on Jason Frazier's X that videos and pictures, and David Kate joined them.
2026. Oh, happy
sorry, let
day.
me mute that.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to hear this necessarily. Did you want to hear Garland and Tamara at all, or no?
I don't know if it's queued up.
It's queued up.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Is in full and total meltdown, Garland, because they have no earthly idea what this is all about. They have no earthly idea why the FBI would be down there. They have no earthly idea why a federal judge would sign a search warrant. They have no earthly idea what the MAGA war room posse has got the building surrounded right now. Tell our audience what's going on, sir.
All right, so we're down here at the Fulton County Election Hub and Warehouse, and this is where the FBI executed their search warrant today for the 2020 ballots. And as you know, Steve, the elections records never added up in Fulton County for 2020. Fulton County elections have prevented us from having the ballots. We had the original lawsuit in December 23 of 2020, along with Caroline Jeffords, and that was, they've never given us the ballots. The Fulton County judicial system has kept us from having the ballots, despite the fact that we won a case in the Georgia Supreme Court for standing. They have played a shell game with us for years, and finally the FBI has stepped in. So hopefully we will soon get to see what the ballots really said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was clipped. Thank you for whoever clipped that. So that looks like, well, Grace Chong, she works for Steve Bannon, so it must be their clip. All right, so you want me to go to Jason Frazier? We want to dive into some of the other action that happened on the ground down there this morning.
Yeah, because Jason has some really great pictures. So there's an interview on Bannon that's pretty awesome. It's got Garland Tamara on it, and Jen Johnston and Sally Groves are on there, all on site, reporting what they could see from behind the crime scene tape. And Jason was there too, and he's got some really good pictures, and it's just a little bit of a better quality video and photos than what came through in Bannon's show.
Oh man, I was bookmarking all these on a different account here. So Jason Frazier, what's his X handle?
What's his handle? It's Real Jason, I think. Let me just do it because I'm
okay.
Jason Frazier.
Yeah, and he also he and David Kate, is that how you say
David Kate. Yeah.
Yeah, they also confronted a Fulton County commissioner who was there on site, who was one of the ones who was allowed in, where they would not allow the state election board members to come in. Now, when I say they, we're talking about Fulton County, not the FBI. It was Fulton County barring the state election board from members from coming in and observing, being what she said, independent observers. But they did allow.
So they did allow politicians, so Fulton County commissioners, Fulton County representatives, and the Fulton County board. And Jason Frazier's account is Jason Frazier USA.
Okay.
Yeah, and sorry, Viking dude, I cut you off, and I need to be better about not doing that. I'm sorry.
Jason Frazier USA, nothing comes up. Is it all one word or?
Yeah.
This account doesn't exist. It must not be right. Is it Jason _ Frazier or anything like that?
No, maybe it's Jason FRAZIER USA.
There he is. He's got the IU logo up.
Yeah, guess where he went to school?
I didn't know he was a Hoosier. I did not know that. I am following him, so I don't understand why. But here we go. Let me share the screen back, and look at that. Jason Frazier is an election transparency hero here in Fulton County. He has presently been nominated to sit on the Fulton County election board, but has been barred, has been denied, even though he's been rightfully appointed by the Republican Party in Fulton County. Twice. They think they're doing that because he's a Hoosier? Or are they doing that because he wants to see transparency in our elections? He wants to see the unrigging of our elections here in Georgia. Which one?
Yeah. Because he has been working to clean up the voter registration and reported, I think he's reported over 10,000 illegal voter registration, kind of helping the county do their job in maintaining the voter rolls. And they I guess they don't like that very much. In doing all that work, there's been a few people that needed to remain on the voter rolls, and they kind of use that teeny tiny 0.001% or whatever it is against them. So the first time around, they placed Julie Adams in his seat, in the seat that was first offered to Jason, and now Julie's there, and they're refusing to reseat her and Jason. Oh, let's hear that.
Yeah, let's hear that. But let me back up. His last post was from 23 minutes ago, so he's still there. And he says ballots are loaded up. Again, this is Indiana Hoosier, Jason Frazier. What happened to the IU? Let's get that up on the screen. Okay. So, yeah, national champion Indiana Hoosier Jason Frazier, who resides now in Fulton County and is actively involved in trying to fix elections, and wants to be on the Fulton, has been nominated to be on the Fulton County Election Board, has been kept off of it. He is still down there. He's been down there all day.
Yeah.
So this is his picture saying the ballots are loaded up and about to move to Virginia. So, man, I hope they have armored trucks guarding these.
No kidding.
I mean, I hope that there's a police escort all the way to Virginia, because I mean, everyone, there's a lot of skepticism about what's actually left. What they've had so much time now to tamper with that. It's been 5 years or going on 6 years now. There's a lot of skepticism about if there's anything there, if they've had the time now to get in there and rig what's actually in the ballot boxes. Yeah. And here's the Fulton County Board of Commissioners chair and the Board of Elections chair looking pretty confident that there's nothing to see here. And that's Rob Pitts, and I don't know who Rob Pitts is on the left, and I don't know who the name of the
Scroll up
on the
a
right.
little bit. I think that might be Nadine. Scroll
up
or down. Yeah, I can see identify.
Doesn't say.
I've got my camera in the way, so I don't see what he wrote.
He says another interview, more of the same. Fulton County Board of Commissioners chair and Board of Elections chair. They're saying nothing to see here. 2020 was safe and secure. Even though all the data that has been uncovered and unearthed over the 5 years by the forensic statisticians and people digging deep into the, things like cast vote records, slog files, more. I'm just kind of.
Slog files for Fulton County 2020 don't exist.
Yeah.
So
okay.
We tried to get those, and Fulton said don't have them. The election
ballot images don't exist.
Right, they got overwritten.
So
they reused the memory cards of those, so it's all gone.
So Jason and Dr. Janice Johnson, Dr. Jan is a state election board vice chair of the state election board, was denied access to the 600,000 square foot building where they said that they didn't have room to keep the ballots, therefore they must get rid of them because they're out of room. Well, that's the building, and it's a new building that they've leased, and they tried to use that in the court case, and the judge said, Garland got up and argued, said, "What? There's a 600,000 square foot building; it's brand new. No, they have room to store these and keep them, and so the court ordered that they keep them." Preserved, right?
We actually had pictures of the inside, and there's a bunch of empty space in there.
Yeah.
And the portion that the ballots are occupying,
So Dr. Jan, so Dr. Jan was denied entry to the building this morning, even though she's a state election board official by the democratically run Fulton County Election Board. And Jason Frazier, standing there on her left, our right, has been denied by that same Fulton County Election Board from sitting on the board, a seat that there's a vacant seat that they will not allow him to occupy. I mean, you can't script this. I mean, it's not anything anyone could ever script for a movie or anything. It's just it's fascinating watching Fulton County try to.
Yeah, they've had a heck of a standoff, and they're not allowing Jason to sit on the Fulton board at a cost of $10,000 a day. After the judge said you must actually fit him because that's what the law says.
That's
And
right.
the Fulton commissioner said no, and he's fining them $10,000 a day, and they're not having to pay that because, of course, they appealed it, and that appeal kind of puts the fine on hold and hasn't been heard yet. But it's all the obstruction. The level of obstruction has been just unimaginable. You know,
Well, let's
'cause
okay. So this is
yeah.
this is posted by Heather Mullins, and she says must watch.
So I think we must watch because I
Well,
haven't seen it.
I'm trying to see. It says the FBI showed up with a warrant for the election documents, ballots, and ballot envelopes. This is from 2 hours ago. I don't know if this is. I mean, most people have probably seen this. You want me to watch this? Not long.
Yeah.
We're informed today that the FBI has come with a warrant to obtain the election documents and ballots and ballot envelopes. Unfortunately, anyone that works at the Fulton County warehouse has not allowed entry by the state election board member, or Ms. Grubbs, the state election board member, or Ms. Gazal, state election board member. However, they are welcoming and opening the door for the county commissioners and the chair of the Fulton County Board of Elections. However, the vice chair of the state board of elections has not been allowed to enter the building and observe.
Okay, so that's basically a report from this morning. I'm echoing. Why am I echoing?
It went away.
No.
Oh, you still can't? I don't know then. I heard something odd for a blip, and I hear you fine now.
I don't think I am. I'm hearing an echo. Hopefully, it's not coming back on the recording. Maybe it's. Let's see here.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a heck of an adventure because, I remember it was the summer of 2021 that David Cross gave a presentation about the double scan ballots and falsified ballot images. And since then, they've identified, I think it's about 6,000 double scan ballots. And I don't have those numbers in front of me. Maybe I could pull them up when you have something else and I'm not trying to fill in the air.
I'm just scrolling through Jason's.
Okay, cool. So that's Jason and Garland standing behind the yellow tape.
Right.
Because it is a crime scene. The 2020 election was stolen.
Okay.
And this is.
I don't understand the echo. Okay. Well, that's odd. I think it's coming from your end. Let me mute you and see if it is. Okay, I am talking and there's no echo. So something's going on there. Are you using?
I'm using my headphones.
Are you using the microphone that's on those headphones?
Yeah.
Okay, I think
and
that
I have echo cancellation on.
I think that microphone is picking up, is hearing your headphones.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's not the first time that you hear you when I'm wearing these.
Yeah. Okay, so these are just pictures from. Wow, it's bad. These are pictures from. I'm gonna have to mute you, dude. These are pictures from the day. Here's the FBI command center that just arrived. So, I guess, and here's Jason. We'll play this here.
So, Jason, what is happening directly behind you right now? Well, right now, David and I were around the side of the building, and we saw the 3 box trucks and the FBI truck just kind of hanging out, and they started to move around. And my theory is on the other side of that wall is where the 2020 ballots, poll tapes, all the information for 2020 has been stored since they built the warehouse. So again, I don't have any inside information, but my hope is they're going to go through everything very quickly and let us know what really happened in 2020.
Okay. Jason does a good stand-up. Let's see if I can find. I'd love to find the video where he and David Kate were able to. And let me unmute you, dude. There's. Man, are you sure you're not using your speakers instead of?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just started. It just started, and it wasn't doing it earlier. So. Okay. All right. Well, here's David Kate. Let me, if I go to his.
Yeah,
No,
David
no.
Kate has an interview that he's posted additional things. So I wanted to remind you to do that, to go to David Kate's X.
Give David a follow here. We'll go to David Kate. Oh, he's got the banana. Look at that. He's on to the same theme, the same vibe.
Yeah, Banana Republic.
Okay, so let's go through. Let's just scroll through his X here. He's got something pinned there. All right, here's a stand-up, a very recent stand-up that they just posted 6 minutes ago. So this is breaking. Let's see what they have to say here.
These may look like random truck boxes, but Jason, explain to us what is currently happening 10 feet away from us.
Yeah, David, this is a beautiful day. We've been trying to get these ballots, everything from 2020, pretty much since 2020. We've been told time and again, everything was fine, don't worry about it, why are you investigating 2020? This happened so many years ago. You know what? If there was nothing to hide, they would have showed us years ago. Now we're going to find out. These trucks are on their way to Virginia. They're going to be out of state very soon, and it is time to get to the bottom of 2020.
So basically, it's about 700 ballot boxes from the 2020 election because, again, this is the Fulton County Election Office. Today, FBI executed a search warrant where they seized essentially those 700 boxes.
Everything.
And now they've officially left. This is the train, as we'll say, that's on the way, hopefully, out of Georgia.
In safe keepings.
Exactly. We don't want a judge to suddenly, and real quickly, we'll get to the judge in a second. These are actual people that you know, that you've been fighting together with since 2020.
Yes.
Trying to make this a possibility. You've been here till the minute that they left, and it seems like they're probably going to follow them to make sure that everything will be fine and secure.
We've got to make sure the ballots get there and there are no hiccups. Yeah. But this is
That's
a
what I'm
beautiful
saying.
day.
Absolutely.
We need to get to the bottom of this. Whoever won, we just want the answers. Yeah. It's time to stop hiding.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Jason, and to everyone here.
Thank
Seriously.
you.
Yes, congratulations, Jason. Jason, who was a peach, our last peach that we awarded. I wonder if I can find that. I'm going to unmute you, dude. So, and just to let you know, while that was playing, I was able to hear it echoing as well. So something's. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ahead,
and
I'm going to round up this shot of Jason. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because there's more videos on David's account that I think would be cool to show.
Yeah, we're going to do it. I'm going to round up this peach award.
Okay. Yeah. So I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. It's okay.
I guess I was just thinking of all the things that got us to this point, that it started with Garland's lawsuit, where he had the affidavits and a testimony of people that witnessed, senior poll workers that witnessed uncreased ballots among the mail-in ballots in the Fulton County recount that they did, and he had a lawsuit for that. And because of that lawsuit, it preserved the ballot to this date. So that's why there's still records from 2020 in boxes still in a warehouse, and because the retention is really just for 24 months. And in the summer of 2021, that David Cross did the presentation, presented the ballot, the tampering of ballot images. And a lot of us jumped in then to help Voter GA come up with more an analysis of all the counties, because with 159, it's a lot of stuff to go through. And you know, like, we just did the work not knowing what it was going to add up to or come to. So when they had people, volunteers looking through the surveillance camera video, there were doing I get poll tapes and, you know, put the date, and I had the assignment of data entry, transferring data from the poll tapes onto a spreadsheet, so that, you know, so one of the things that I noticed was that, oh, Excel is writing for me the number that I'm about to write, and that was a repeated serial number that would come up. And like trying to match that the Fulton County staff members, whether they had signed oaths or not, and trying to match signatures as best as I could, and really seeing that very obviously there were not oaths for everybody that worked that election. And the ballot transfer chain of custody wasn't there. So all sorts of things. And then most recently was Joe Rossi finding a letter where there was an admission that they falsified records, that they, you know, they fudged the data when they did the 2020 audit.
Here we have Fulton County Commissioner. I'm going to have to mute you while I'm talking. David Kate has posted a video that he took with Fulton County Commissioner Dana Barrett. I chose to freeze it on that frame so that I could throw one of these up. So yeah, you'll see why here when I play the video. So Dana, who's also running for Secretary of State, taking over fellow banana Brad Raffensperger's post. She's running to become the new SOS. She's a Banana Republic type of person, from what I gather. This interview right here, I mean, this attempted interview will show us everything. Here we go.
What you're doing is extremely dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
Because you're spreading conspiracy theories.
It's not a conspiracy theory. Do you have $45? I'm not undermining. I'm not saying.
Let me go to So they started at the end, and then they go back to the beginning.
Fulton County the last few weeks, and we see that people are currently registered to vote in places like empty lots, homeless shelters that closed 10 years ago. What would you do if you become Secretary of State to address that?
I'm not going to reply to conspiracy theories.
It's not conspiracy. It's a current. You can currently go on the voter rolls, purchase them for $45, and go there with us. We will gladly take you if you want to go to. I appreciate
what you're saying. I'm not going to respond to conspiracy theories.
How is that a conspiracy theory? It's an active voter rolls.
Conspiracy theory.
If you're going to be running for Secretary of State, you're in charge of maintaining the voter rolls. Don't you care about if people are registered to vote from empty lots?
Questions. I appreciate it. I've got to.
Do you think it's a conspiracy theory that people are registered to vote from empty lots, though? Well, I have the ability to go wherever I want to. People are currently registered to vote in empty lots, Commissioner. And if you're going to run for Secretary of State, aren't you going to at least take a look at that? It took me $45 to purchase the voter rolls. You can do that as well for the Fulton County. You can see that people are registered to vote from empty lots. They're registered to vote at a MARTA bus station. Are you not going to do anything about that? You're just going to call that conspiracy theories again? We have exact addresses that you can go to right now. 205 Elm Street Northwest. It's an empty lot. You can go there right now and see it for yourself. Do you not care about that? You're an elected official and you don't want to address that? Commissioner, if you're going to be running for Secretary of State and that involves maintaining clean voter rolls in one of the most important counties, I would say, in the United States.
I think what you're doing is extremely dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
Because you're spreading conspiracy theories.
It's not a conspiracy theory. Do you have $45? I'm not undermining. I'm not saying people are voting there. Ma'am, I'm not saying that people are voting there. I'm not saying people are voting there. I'm saying people are currently registered to vote there. Jason, right? People are currently registered to vote there. We're not saying people are voting there, Commissioner. We're saying clean the rolls. Jason, so she said that it's a conspiracy theory. Let me actually.
That's what they're trained to do. Just shout conspiracy. I mean, that's not working anymore. It worked for a while on the normies, I guess. Would you agree, dude? Oop, let me unmute you. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, because we've been depicted as crazy. So everything that we say is crazy. But you know, with David and Jason, they took a list from the Fulton County. Like you said, he purchased the registrations from the Secretary of State, and they visited a whole bunch of locations. And he's got people voting out of churches and empty lots and middle of a street, under bridges. So his X account has some really great videos of him exploring all these addresses.
Okay. Would you want to see one of those?
Yeah, let's show one of those.
Okay, here we go. Wow, this one's really long.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Yeah. It's the first one I thought I came across. Let me scroll up. I saw another one up here. Here. This is 2 minutes. Here we go.
Absolutely nothing. Now we're at 205 Elm Street Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, still in Fulton County. And as you can see, there's absolutely nothing behind me. Yet, people are registered to vote here. Jason, tell us again, what is going on at this location?
Well, this is a very nice house. You see, very nice front yard. It's very open concept.
Estimated value about $1 million.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, this goes back to the same lines. I mean, Fulton County, they don't check the voter rolls. They don't clean the voter rolls. Maybe there was a house here when somebody registered, or maybe there hasn't been a house here in a long time, it looks like.
It looks like there hasn't been, right? There's no like dump site, construction site, something like that. You can't even tell that a house ever was here. If I was just to come across here, I think it's just an empty lot, field, which it is. Yeah. But yet people are registered to vote here. And how many places like this there are around Fulton County where it's an empty lot and people are registered to vote from?
I mean, there are thousands of addresses very similar to this.
Even if it's a typo, the appropriate response is obviously to have some sort of check to it, whether it's an institution or it's citizens like yourself providing that check. But again, every time that you raise a flag, you submit a complaint about an empty lot and a person registered to vote from them, the county does everything to ensure that, one, they don't do anything about it, but two, to kind of intimidate you to stop citizens from reporting this stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, who wants to be slandered? Who wants to have their name and address put on a piece of paper, sent to a voter, and look like the bad guy? I mean, if I needed a new job, you can just Google my name and you're going to find that I am, all of the bad things that you could ever imagine, just because I'm trying to say there's nobody living here.
This right here is just ridiculous. It's an empty lot. It doesn't require anything more than just to see it on Google Maps that it's an empty lot. And you're saying that this costs taxpayers money as well here in Fulton County. I think that's the most ridiculous part about it. And the other most ridiculous thing, obviously, is when you bring that up to them, I'm the bad guy. And you're the bad guy.
Well, did you hear music at the end of that? There was some music playing, and I don't know where it was coming from.
Yeah, I've heard music come up randomly, and I don't know where it comes from. But
you heard some music at the end of that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, not the first time that I hear music, but like there was this supporter that she contacted me over the weekend. She told me, like she's been seeing these videos that Jason and David did, and she's concerned because she's got a few properties that are commercial, and asked, how do you find out if somebody's voting out of them? And well, for that to happen, you need somebody to have the voter registrations, and that's a record that you have to purchase. And so I asked Jason, and he checked it, and he found that yes, out of one of the 5 properties that she gave me the address for, there was a person registered, and that person registered in January of this year. So I give her that information, and free from the Secretary of State's website, you can look up the voter history file. And I did that, and that person showed up voting in 2024 in November from that same address. So it's a little funky. And that's just kind of nutty. Well, actually, I needed another file to match up the address of where she showed up voting from, but because the voter history file doesn't give you addresses. But yeah, you can go a step further from what Jason is doing and look up those voter registrations and try to match them against the voter history files and see how many people voted. And it just so happened that one example that this supporter gave me over the weekend happened to be voting out of her commercial address. So it's and it was an in-person vote, because they're if they're Yuakawa, they could vote from an address that's not theirs anymore. And that's another rabbit hole. But this person voted in person in November 2024 from a commercial address, and it showed also like she just registered in January. So one of the conspiracy theories is that voters get added and removed. And so
well, they figured out how to game this from many different angles on this election rigging. And so yeah, I mean, I've still got David Cates' X account up here. I don't see much more that is related to today's activity. It's interesting. He is doing some other investigative type journalism on these community centers, and how our taxpayer money is being used very, very dubiously, So, guy's doing good work. I guess I'll just, I mean, I got to give him props. I mean, I wish I had a Peach Award for him, but I will throw up his X account here. And he's got bananas, Banana Republic type of banner going on, but we're going to give David a Peach award. I don't have a graphic design for him yet because we just decided to do this impromptu tonight, but there you go, David. You get a Peach. You're a Peach. Because you're exposing all those bananas. And we love it, don't we? Unmute. Sorry.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic work. I mean, I've learned it's not that hard, but also, well, it's not that hard to go out there with a camera, but it's not easy to make shots look good. Where he's letting people actually see what's going on. So the guy's got skill, and he's a good reporter too.
Yeah. And he's got good gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm big on that, having good gear. That doesn't echo.
Yeah, so I don't know if all this came about. I mean, like, so we've been trying to get access to those ballots for a long time. Garland had his lawsuit in 2021, and then when Fani indicted the 19, they were seeking the Fulton County records too, and the state election board had a subpoena for those records too, from over a year ago. And like just last week, that Joe Rossi read this letter about tampering in the audit that confirmed the results, which didn't even match the election night count. You know, I want it's kind of like, was that letter all that we needed? Because we put in so much work. I mean, like looking at all the pieces, like, you know, Jason identifying the illegal voter registrations, and, you know, trying to get records at all, because Fulton County is one of the counties that it's a lot. They charge a lot for records. So when you do a request for these files, you know, it's up there. It can easily get into $1,000 and more. You know.
So I'm just kind of cruising through X here a little bit. Are there any other accounts that I gotta mute you again? Are there any other accounts that I should try to pull up here? Julie Adams, anybody we should look at? Who's Sally Grubbs? I mean, is there anybody else you want me to go try to find, see what they're posting?
Well, one, although maybe not so great, because she was there on the ground, so I don't know how much time she had to post anything.
Who, Julie? You talking about Julie?
I was talking about Sally.
Are there any accounts you want me to try to see what's there?
Well, Voice of Rural America posted the warrant. So I thought that we could check out the warrant, because that'll give everybody an idea of what it is that they're looking to get.
Okay, well, I've got it. I'm jumping, scrolling down through his X page, and there it is. Okay, I know I saw it, but it's way down there now. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're all so just excited. I mean, like, there's been a lot of doubt about those records, because there was the break-in in the original warehouse where they kept them. Do you remember that break-in?
Yes.
Viking did?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here is Voice of Rural America. It's Brian Pritchard, BKP, and I think he does good work as well. I'm a fan. Just gonna come out of the closet and say I'm a fan of BKP. So, but he ruffles a lot of feathers. And it doesn't matter what party you're in, he'll call you out. So people don't like being called out. We just saw that a minute ago with the commissioner. But here is the warrant. Do you want me to go pull these open and look at them? I mean, I don't know how exciting this is, but
yeah. Well, I have my camera in the way, so I'm sorry for everybody that I can't quite see what it is that Viking Dude is pulling up. But if you see like the list of the records that they're going to get, I mean, is there a timestamp on that? Like, I wonder when it was actually issued.
I don't know what time it was issued, but I can see I can dive back out to the post here. You talking about when Brian posted this? It was at
No.
4. Okay.
No, I meant like what if it had a timestamp on the warrant itself, like some sort of seal with a timestamp, but I guess not.
I don't know how to look. You're so good with the legal documents, and I don't. But date and time, January 28th, 2026 at 2:31 p.m. was when this was signed by Catherine Salinas. Signature of judicial officer. I guess it's a federal search warrant, so this would have to be a federal court that granted this warrant, right?
Yeah, so we don't know. So like when the state election board got ignored by Fulton County, they appealed to the DOJ to intervene, and the DOJ sent a strongly worded letter, and Fulton County pretty much said, nah. And so
Well, so
Yeah.
did you want me to read through some of this list here? Particular things to be seized, all records relating to violations of Title 52 United States Code 2701 and 2511, those violations occurring after October 12th, 2020, including, and I'm not going to read every word, but all the physical ballots from the 2020 general election in Fulton County. All tabulator tapes for every voting machine used in Fulton County. All ballot images produced during the original ballot count beginning on November 3rd, 2020. All voter rolls from the 2020 general election in Fulton County, from absentee, early voting, in-person, and any other voter roll that indicates a voter. And this warrant authorizes review of electronic storage media, electronically stored information seized. They tried to make the argument that the electronic stuff is not is not election records. They actually tried to pull that one off. They've tried every trick. The warrant authorizes review of electronic storage media and electronically stored information seized or copied pursuant to this warrant. So I'm not going to read it all, but that's the general gist. So it's pretty inclusive.
Yeah, because like how it is that when they finish an election, there's 2 memory cards where the election records get saved, and 1 memory card gets stored and sealed. So that sealed card is supposed to be there along with all the records, and that would have the data of what happened in the election in electronic format.
Well, here's a couple.
The one that is not sealed got overwritten. Go ahead, Dave.
Here's a couple of interesting posts underneath. David Cross, who was also a Peach on this show, he was awarded the Peach Award for his work in the election integrity space as a valiant fighter. He says, finally, a judge with the guts to sign a search warrant. Because we've had a lot of banana judges that we've encountered over the last 5 years. Very bananas. Not even banana peach smoothie, but just bananas judges. And interesting, below his post, a woman named Heidi, the only Heidi K, she posts what the criminal penalties are for violating from Title 52 voting in elections, what the criminal penalties are. And just if you go down to the bottom here, it says, shall be fined in accordance with Title 18, fines paid to the general fund of the Treasury, miscellaneous receipts pursuant to Section 3302 and 31, notwithstanding any of the law, or imprisoned not more than 5 years or both. So there could be fines and prison time if there's if this is adjudicated in a criminal court, right? So unmute you, go for it.
Yeah, like something that Fulton County has kind of used as a defense that 2020 is behind us and now they're under new management. So the people running the elections are not the same people that were in charge in 2020. So they talk about it's new management. They've trained everyone better. So the mistakes from 2020 aren't going to happen again. And there was even a point that they're going to have a supervisor go in and oversee how Fulton County did the election. And the state election board concluded, that they're not doing so bad anymore and don't need it. So, they kind of pat themselves on the back for that. But the issue still remains that we can't trust the 2020 results for Fulton County, and it being such a large county, and that the margin for 2020 being so small, like 11,000 votes, and that's a county of 500,000. It's so far we know, and like if I kind of want to find Joe Rossi's letter, because that it is a big deal. Like there was a lot of excitement with Fulton County accepting that they didn't keep the poll tapes that they should have kept, and that they were not signed, and they try to brush that off as procedure.
Well, here's a commenter that says 5 years later, much of this is probably tampered with or destroyed. That is a popular sentiment out there. We all have that in the back of our minds, but I like Brian's response here. I don't disagree with you, but we have to take a look and see. If anything, maybe we'll cause a couple of these crooks to crap their pants and help get rid of the Dominion machines and get a trusted election system in Georgia. It's a good response there, BKP, because that's really the outcome that we want is an election system that everybody can trust, right? That's what this show is about. Peaches and Bananas. It's a show that is promoting and encouraging trusted election processes. That if my guy loses, I want to be able to say, we lost, man, fair and square, instead of it always being contested.
Yeah, and like the problem that we had here is that there was the 2020 ballots were kept in this warehouse that was broken into. The GBI went in to investigate the batches that Susie Voiles and others identified as being uncreased, pristine, filled with toner ballots among the mail-in ballots. And so the GBI went through them, and so they haven't been kept in a pristine, secure environment.
We haven't been able to rely on Georgia, on any agencies in Georgia to do the right thing, any courts, any agencies, anyone to do the right thing. It has all had to come from federal help. Any help that we've gotten has come from federal help. So, and I'm going to unmute you here in a second, dude, but I want you also to tell me again the Joe Rossi letter. You want me to go to his X account and look for that?
Yeah, I'm not sure who posted it. But if you can find it, that'd be great. Because I think it'd be cool to have that number. And this was completely impromptu. We did not plan on going live. We just decided to because we're excited. And if it was a planned show, I would have had that ready.
Well,
I don't mean Okay, so maybe I'll do that while you talk. Maybe I can find it.
Okay. I have to mute you because there's a bad echo coming from your end. So I will talk while you find that. But yeah, let me just take this opportunity then to pull this up here. Give me a second here. And oh man, hit the wrong button again. It's so easy to hit the wrong button. Okay, share again, and there we go. So yeah, so this is our Tanya Dude and Viking Dudes podcast where we get together and we talk about stuff that, well, we both do work towards this, but not like Tanya Dude. Tanya Dude is entrenched in this work day in and day out. I mean, I played a clip from an interview that I did with Tanya Dude before she flew back to Puerto Rico. And it was, it's a good interview, but she told us, I have experience with banana republics. My family's been victim to banana republics here in Puerto Rico, and it's been bad. And it does have an impact on your life, when the criminals are in charge. And once they get in charge of the elections, man, that's all she wrote. So, I mean, we're at mission critical here with trying to get the elections restored to a trusted system that cannot be altered or tampered with at any stage. I mean, we're talking about voter registrations. We're talking about voter rolls. We're talking about the method of casting a ballot. We're talking about the methods of counting the ballots and the method of storing the ballots and access to the public to be able to see and audit that without obstruction. And all those things that we want, that we should have, are indicative of a free society, a society that believes in freedom. The opposite of that is a society that is under the boot of a banana republic. And that's what we are pretty much under at this point. So everyone should be interested in this topic. If you're a sports fan and you just, you don't pay attention to any of this stuff and it's just sports, but you get so upset at what looks like cheating in sports, or that just roils you just like, there's no way that the refs aren't cheating on that call. And I understand that. I get just, my blood boils when I see that in sports, when it happens in games. But I'm like, man, how do we get people's blood to boil knowing that it doesn't, their vote, I would never say don't go vote, but I will say that, with the system we've had, your vote hasn't really mattered that much because the outcome was predetermined. That commissioner lady says, "Oh, you're spreading conspiracy theories and it's dangerous what you're saying." What's dangerous is continuing to keep this concealed from the public about the truth of our elections. I want to be I don't want to be a sore loser. I want to be a good sport. I grew up playing sports and I've lost many games. I've walked off the court or the field, and had my ass handed to me and had to go out and shake my opponent's hand and say, "Good game." And that was always a true victory or defeat. And that's all we want. We want true victories and defeats, not rigged outcomes. And that's what we're all fighting for. That's what it's a nonpartisan issue. It doesn't matter what party you're in. It doesn't matter if you're not in a party. If you're someone who wants our leaders to be elected by the people and not controlled by a certain oligarchy of deciders who are social engineering us and directing our society into things that maybe we don't want, you got to get behind this. You got to get your blood's got to boil when you hear about like this Fulton County standoff. I mean, it is just It is just amazing what they're doing to try and cover up what happened in 2020. You know, if you have nothing, if you have nothing to hide, then you won't be hiding anything. But they're definitely hiding something, and we don't. You know, the jury's out on whether we're going to find out the truth. But that's what this show's about. Please go give us a watch, a like, a share, a follow. We're on all these platforms too. And right now we're streaming live on X and Rumble and Facebook and YouTube, I think. Maybe not. Are we on Facebook? I don't know. I don't know if we're streaming there tonight. It looks like we're just streaming on YouTube and X and Rumble. And the channel is MAGA Struck. The show is Peaches and Bananas. So it's kind of confusing, I know. Plus, we have a Peaches and Bananas X account where you can reach out to us and give us a comment, DM us if you want. I think we finally set it up so you could send us some DMs. Talk to us, let us know what you want to hear, or what you want to talk about. Who you want us, maybe you want us to try to get somebody on. We haven't done a lot of that. We had Roy Hambrick, who's Small Town Underground, on this past year, and we had Garland Favorito on. But yeah, be cool to get some other folks on to talk. But most of the people are looking for, an audience. So if you're in the audience and you want to hear somebody, let us know. All right. And that's about, dude, I'm looking for any signal from you that you found what you're looking for. You did? Okay. So we'll unmute you and I will pull off this.
Yeah, so I think I got it. And yeah, it's very scary when politicians know that they cannot be unelected. Because if they have power, they will they will use it and abuse it.
Are you going to take over the screen share?
Yeah, I'm going to take over the screen share, maybe, because I have so many tabs now. But okay. So here is, okay, do I have audio?
Anything further, Mr. Executive Director? Yes. Old business, tabled business
I'm
from
not
November
seeing
12th, 2025 meeting.
You're not seeing it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I did something wrong.
Well, I have to
Oh,
stop
I
my
have
screen
to-
share
Okay.
and add yours. So here we go.
Okay.
You know how to zoom in on that? Command plus and minus.
Yeah.
Try one more.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, so I think she had it queued up to where he talks about that letter.
TB 2023-025.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I asked that this case be tabled and brought back, so to speak, primarily because there was a lot of discrepancies around how the case was handled. We did discuss previously in November, I believe it
Okay,
was.
I want to go
we just-
forward to where he talks about the letter.
And then a leader with integrity, I think it would have been better versus you doing that on your own, to come back to the board, say, board, we're not going to meet this deadline. Do y'all agree? Could we do a motion to change the date? And either the board would have said, no, July's the date, and then it would have been rescinded, or
Yeah, it's not
they may have
queued
said, yeah,
up,
let's
so
give them
it is
another
the
month.
video, but it's
Now, before you read on too much further, keep in mind that
okay. That's the letter.
them not owning up to this led to a tremendous amount of work and wasted time. The governor's team had 5 or 6 people on it for 3 months. I spent a lot of time on it. This board spent a lot of time on it. And on November 19th, there was an email sent from Michael Pendergast. Some people in here may know who that is, but it's my understanding he's part of that election group. And he sent the email to Miss Nadine Williams, who I think was the assistant election director at the time, deputy election director, and Richard Barron, who was the election director. And basically in that email, carries an attachment. I'm going to go through that attachment in a few minutes. You're going to be amazed at how much this matches my report and the governor's report. Could have saved a lot of time.
So speaking as Joe Rossi.
Most of which are the same errors discovered by Mr. Rossi and by the governor, who referred the case to the state election board. Case 2021-181 confirmed that 6,691 fictitious votes were added, in fact, added to the hand count audit results, but were never corrected. I want to backtrack for a second to the governor's letter. In the governor's letter, he stated at the end he wanted the state election board to act swiftly on this case because they vetted it and they knew it was factual. That was the third item he requested. The second item he requested, which never happened, was I'll read it to you. So I'll misquote the governor. He said, number 2, determine whether any changes should be made to the RLA report. If so, the board should determine whether such changes adversely impact the integrity of the RLA report as originally reported or posted on the Secretary of State's website. So the governor himself personally asked that if that report that has been posted on the Secretary of State's website is flawed, off by thousands of votes, he asked for it to be corrected. And that was never done. Never done by this board, never done by the AG's office, never done by the Secretary of State. And I mentioned that because that was a direct request from the governor. Okay, let me keep moving on. Okay, this is the email written down there, but what's more, the email speaks for itself. He's basically pointing out on November 19th, 2020, and ironically, that's the day that Secretary of State Raffensperger, I believe, went out and publicly announced that the hand audit verified the election results. And also subsequent to that, we had Mr. Sterling say multiple times publicly that we know with 100% certainty. I got the emails here if anybody wants to see them. I'm not going to belabor that. He said, we know with 100% certainty that the hand audit was accurate and did not double count ballots. He said that. I got 5 emails from Sterling saying the same thing. So Fulton County knew about this. All right, let's go to the numbers, and then I got a question. So go to the last page. You're going to be amazed by this. So this Mr. Pendergast, he didn't have the report as long as we did, but he found 13 errors. We found 36 errors. So this morning on the drive up here, I went and matched the governor's errors, which equaled my errors, to this Mr. Pendergast errors. So for example, the governor and Mr. Rossi error was number 2. You see that on the first line up there. Scanner 1, batch 18, Trump had 26 votes, Biden had 72 votes. That was a duplicated count. Error number 3, Scanner 1, 25, matched exactly what we had, the governor's team and myself, Mr. James, 21 and 71, and so on and so forth. Go down to the last one. Error number 33 from the governor's report and my report, 37 votes for Trump, and I can't read my writing. Looks like 178 votes for Biden. So just the one with the dash on it, just so you know, that's one I didn't have. So maybe there were 37. I must have missed one. I got 36, but apparently he found one that I didn't have, the one that says 3 and 92. If you add those up, and then again, this is for only maybe 25% of what the governor's team reported and what our team reported. He added this individual had 1,316 duplicated Biden votes and 339 duplicated Trump votes. So what is that? Almost
239 or 339?
Is it 2 or 3?
Your handwriting.
Yeah, it's 239. I didn't have my glasses on. 239 to 1,316. So approximately 16, in their 13 errors, they found 1,600 duplicate counted votes. When we added it all up, I think it was over 6,000. So again, the point being made is that Fulton County knew. Well, you know, the question is who knew and when did they know it? Fulton County knew, and they knew on November 19th, 2020. and they allowed the Secretary of State, or maybe they told the Secretary of State or Mr. Sterling, and again, I'm speculating, but they may have said, just move on. It's accurate.
Yeah. So I said 6,000. My memory didn't fail me there. That the county admitted to having that, to being that off in the audit. So yeah. So
I wonder if I can. Are you still sharing?
yeah. Let me remove.
So you want to try to wrap this up here? We're hour and 15 in.
Sure.
I got a good way to get us out of this. Just recapping a little bit today. I'm gonna mute you, Tanya, because I'm hearing the echo. Just recapping today, we had activity from the FBI down at the Fulton County hub for storing election records, and we had this wonderful woman down there representing. She was there with Sally Grubbs, but it's Dr. Jan Johnson. Did I correct that? Is that right? Did I spell it right? Okay. Can't remember if last time when we gave her the Peach Award, I think I had an E on the end of her name. So, but yeah, so let me get a little, not that one. This is some good hero music right here. Okay. Dr. Jan, again, just, we applaud you for being such a fantastic, stand-up hero. I mean, just a little woman who stands in the face of tyrannical, mad, shouting people, and just stands for the truth. And she was our Peach. She was down there. She was our Peach. I forget how many shows ago, but she was one of our first Peaches. Find the next one here. This guy was down there today as well. We applaud you too, Jason. Just fantastic work. It just blows my mind. It brings a tear to my eye that there are such amazing people out there like this. We see so much corruption and evil, but we also get to see these angelic type people who are unshaken and continue to just plow ahead with the truth. So way to go, Jason. He was down there today. Who else do we have? Who else was down there today? Here's another one that was down there today. Garland Favorito. What a hero, right? I mean, he has the tenacity of a pit bull. He is not shaken. He does not waver from his mission. He's been at it. He's been encouraging all of us to stay with it. We get discouraged. We complain to him, and it doesn't rattle him at all. He continues to push. And to push a bunch of us as well. He carries us with him. So he's a great man, and his wife Tamara as well. They're fantastic, committed to this cause. Who else? What other? Oh, I know one. This person right here just takes the cake. Is probably the most unsung hero of the group that I have posted, or I've just shown, of the Peaches that we're putting on the screen. Tanya, thank you so much. It has been a privilege of mine to get to know you and to work alongside you and to become your good friend. It's been really a godsend in so many ways. You're a great friend, but you're also a fantastic patriot. So, should I unmute you so that you can cry audibly?
Well, you made me look so good there. I look like a rock star in there. awesome.
Because you are a rock star, dude. I didn't make you look like anything. You wore that hat for a show we did. I don't know how long ago it was. I think it was election night. We did a show, but you were wearing that hat, and yeah, that's you right there. That is you. And last, you thought you were going to be last, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, we can't end the show without, again, raising Tina, who's in prison still. I saw an interesting post tonight. It had a picture of Tina next to a picture of Ruby Freeman. And one was put in jail for, we know
one
that
deserves to be in jail, and the other one. Yeah.
I mean, we know that the intricacies of Tina's case involves like these other infractions that they're trying to get her on, or that they got her on. But honestly, the whole thing was a persecution because they're covering it up in Colorado too. And so it was like, well, yeah, one person's in prison for trying to expose election fraud, and the other person was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom and by Joe Biden, and given millions and millions of dollars on her GoFundMe, who we all believe, from what we saw, was a scam operation going on there at the what's the name of the Coliseum down there? I can't. My mind is blanking.
Marina?
Yeah, State Farm Arena. My mind's blanking. That everyone has saw. Pulling ballots out from under the table, and then the scanning and running them through again and again and again, and I mean, it just, the video doesn't really lie. I mean, but we lift up Tina Peters, and she's in jail. So many efforts have been launched, hatched, strategies hatched to try to get her out. None of them have worked. She's still there. Dude, I have Garland's press conference here loaded as well, where he talks about the people who are behind her, or put her in jail. The people who did this to Tina. I've got it queued up. Should I play it?
Okay, because I had Fulton County ballots under the table.
What? Oh, you want to show that first? Well,
we're kind of moved on from Fulton now, so you go.
Well, we can't end the show without Tina. I've been yelling at everybody to don't ever let an opportunity go by without telling her story, at least a little bit in your show or whatever. But I thought Garland, I hope this plays all right. We'll see.
Trial. Who was that?
Yeah.
And then she's got violation of duty as described in.
Let's see.
And then she's got in the charge of her. We want to expose who did this to her. I want to talk with Secretary of State of Colorado, Jenna Griswold. She was the one who ordered the secret 2021 Dominion voting system upgrade that destroyed 29,000 election records. Now, and you can argue that some of those records are not, they're just program files. But you can't argue, and the Mesa County forensic reports point out very precisely that audit logs and election projects that were destroyed are election records. You can't really dispute that. No expert's going to come in and tell you they're not election records. And that is a violation of not only federal law, 52 U.S.C. 20701, but it's even a violation of Colorado law, and that is statute 17802. So.
And during the trial, the jury was not allowed to see those statutes.
Right. Not even the statutes they were not allowed to. But we're going to get there. So that brings us to the Attorney General of the state of Colorado. He's got a decision to make. And
And he could prosecute Dominion for destroying the election records in Colorado. Why doesn't he just prosecute them? No, he decides to turn around and prosecute Tina. This is shoot the messenger stuff. It was his decision. We believe it's pretty clear. And what he does is he tailors these charges to non-election charges. This is why you have all this, the deceit charge, nothing to do with elections, because he didn't want to bring any of the election stuff in because that would have exposed the Dominion problems. And it would have exposed what the voting system upgrade did. It would expose the fact that the trusted bill wasn't trusted at all. It was totally untrustworthy. And then he has to get Dan Rubenstein, the Mesa County District Attorney, to go along with him. And Dan Rubenstein, he gladly goes along and decides to prosecute the case. But then what he does is he falsely claims that Tina illegally recorded a hearing, and he got a conviction on her on that in a separate matter so that the judge could use that conviction as a means to sentence her more, and that's how he was able to sentence her for 9 years. This was a false conviction. It was overturned by the Colorado Appeals Court, and it is now gone, but they're still keeping her in jail because of this conviction. And that leads us to a man who has probably got 1 foot already in hell for an eternity, and that's the judge, Matthew Barrett. I don't even think he knows it, but this judge, and Tamara's already said that he denied Tina the ability to testify to explain what her intent was, that she didn't get a benefit. She wasn't looking for a benefit. She was trying to preserve the records that Jenna Griswold ordered to be destroyed, and Dominion destroyed them. And I don't even know, I think Jenna has to be smart enough to know that trusted bill was going to destroy the records. I guess that's why she made it secret. Who knows? We don't know. But the Dominion did destroy the records. That's a fact. It's proven in the Mesa County reports, and they did destroy these election projects. So the judge won't let Tina even explain to her what her intent was, or even identify who Hayes was. So the jury thinks that Hayes is a surfer dude out of California, and they don't even know that he is a federal credentialed cybersecurity expert.
Yeah. But they apparently, if they were to have known that would have indicated something was wrong with the elections, and that's why the judge wouldn't allow that.
And it didn't stop there. Yeah. So he misinstructs the jury in order to get a felony conviction instead of a misdemeanor. We'll talk about this a little bit more in a minute. Imposes a sentence on her. When he gets to sentencing, he sentences her, and he talks about and you've heard this, how her free speech is a threat to society. Well, her speech, and he's talking about election speech, he didn't allow anything with elections to come in to the trial. So he can't sentence her for something that was never part of the trial to begin with. His sentencing has to be limited to the scope of charges in the trial. And you tell me he doesn't know this? Come on. And then last time we exposed Matt Crane at our last press conference. Matt Crane testified against Tina at sentencing, and he falsely claimed to represent all of the county clerks with this CCCA organization he is the executive director of. We did CORA requests, which is Colorado Open Records Act requests, to all the counties, and we asked them, well, he tried to claim that these were not election records, something that no expert would back him up on, but that I know of anyway. And so he claims this. So we said, gee, he's representing, does that mean all the clerks in Colorado believe that? So we did an open records request to all the clerks in Colorado, 64 counties. We found out, guess how many clerks agreed with him on his report again of the Mesa County forensic reports were correct. Anybody want to make a guess? 0. Real. Not one clerk in county in the entire state of Colorado gave him a written approval to say, yeah, I agree that those Mesa forensic reports are just bogus. Goose egg. Thank you.
And Jenna Griswold and Matt Crane are doubling down. On the day of her hearing, January 14th, they wrote a joint letter to the governor, please asking him not to pardon or commute her sentence, and listed all the things that they thought was horrible about her, most of which were not true.
So what is their real motive for writing that letter? We'll let you think about that.
Yeah.
Well, we got to the Court of Appeals last week.
All right. Well, I just wanted to run that part of of Garland's press conference where he's pointing out who the conspiracy. I mean, plain and simple, and it's not a theory. Right, dude? Here, let's unmute you. Sorry. You muted yourself.
Oh, well, you needed me unmuted, so I just did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not hearing the echo anymore. So.
Well, I got kicked out of the show and came back in, and maybe that fixed it.
Maybe so. Well, that's all I've got. I wanted to wrap it up. We'll play that again at some point. But Garland did a great job there of summarizing who it is at the top, who's behind the situation with Tina. Her case is under appeal, and they're making her serve a 9-year sentence while her case is under appeal, and she's never done anything wrong in her life. She shouldn't be in jail. So, anyway.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, dude. You may not agree, but
so I'll just thought I'd share what the first visible clue. So we all heard about that night that the poll watchers were kicked out of State Farm Arena. Meanwhile, this was kind of what's going on. Ballots under the table. And we can close it on that happy note.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us. Go check out our social media, and givesendgo.com/ Tanya needs our help is a way if you want to throw a little bit of support, financial support our way to help Tanya. It's all going to help Tanya. And, she's my friend. And what's that?
And keep the show going.
Yeah, keep the show going. But I do want to draw a comparison here real quick, dude. It's awful what's happened to Tina. She should not be in jail. But, Tanya and her mom live in Puerto Rico, and Tanya's mother does what she can, but she's getting up there in years. Tanya is, pretty much in that room all day, every day. I didn't know you were going to pull that down. Because she struggles with a disability that it challenges her mobility, and she needs help. She needs help in many ways. And so if you find it in your heart to go to givesendgo.com / Tanya needs her help. That money, Tanya keeps saying it's to help the show, and I don't feel like it. I feel like it needs to go to help Tanya, period. Because I know her struggles and her challenges. And that is a jail right there. So, yeah. What, dude? It is.
We're live, and it's a little uncomfortable.
Well, I'm sorry that it's uncomfortable, dude, but you're gonna have to let people understand that what your situation is. And
Well, something that'd be awesome to help me out is to hire me. So
yeah.
if you need graphic work and flyers, I'm your girl.
Yeah, so so storytell.media is a way that you can send work our way. It'll take you to my website, NLX Broadcast Design, but we're going to rebrand that to storytell.media. Would it be okay if I ran my spot to close it out rather than the...
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and talk for a minute while I get it loaded up here.
Yeah, so Viking Dude does awesome work. He's the reason why Garland's press conferences look great. And he does it all. He does the setup, he does the look, and make a really boring looking conference room look fantastic. He does the lighting, he dresses the set for Garland, and takes care of the audio and the shot. Are you ready, Viking Dude?
It's still uploading.
Okay, it's still uploading. Yeah, so all of the shiny trophies that you see behind Viking Dude are awards that he's received for awesome work. And so if you have a business that you want commercials done and some branding, he's awesome.
Yeah, it's still uploading. I don't know. It's just spinning now. So, I mean, I can play it from the computer here. And I was going to try to play it as a closing video, but, oh, it just popped in. Let me, okay. Let me, load that in as the outro video here. And so, yeah, check it out. Storytell.media. You can come through that website and contact Tanya or myself for any type of graphic design work. I mean, we do media production. It's what I've done my whole life. I've got some Emmy Awards back there. Those are real. You know, it's all I know how to do. I was just thinking about that the other day. I mean, I'm the only product I know how to create is just media production stuff. So I'm kind of stuck at this age, continuing to do it. Jeez.
But you're awesome at it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, times are changing.
Yeah.
AI is pretty awesome at it too.
But
we're using AI. We're trying to incorporate AI in a lot of we're doing to try to, you know, expedite the process and maximize you know, what the cost, what it costs to produce things. But yeah, I mean, just good old fashioned media production, lighting, sound, camera, and direction, and working with clients on their goals and what they would like to, you know, the messaging that they would like to convey. And Tanya's a fantastic graphics artist. I mean, you've seen the graphics on this show. I mean, you know, everything from our logo to our promotional banners on this show, but she does a lot of that stuff for other people as well. And she's a good resource for that. On another podcast, her handle is Graphics Girl rather than Tanya Dude. And she does a fantastic job. So anyway, ready to wrap it up, dude. Let me end the music this time because it doesn't let me end it.
Let everyone know that I did a search and I see that everyone's done posting for now. So we were able to bring you to bring you what we know so far from Fulton County and all that footage of the FBI there grabbing the 2020 records.
Okay, storytell.media. Here we go.
Okay.
In this world where attention is hard won, storytell.media turns your vision into visuals and sounds that grab hold of people. I'm Ty Tauris, and I'm a hands-on AV nerd with 35 years in broadcast production. I personally run camera, sound, lighting, edit content, design graphics, and arrange music. My knack for rhythm fueling razor-sharp edits. Leading a tight-knit team, we deliver stunning visuals and powerful messaging. While I've been honored with Emmy, Telly, and Promax awards, I really focus on your trust first and foremost. For leading companies, including industrial manufacturing clients, we bring trust and discretion and relaxed environments where your executives will shine naturally. We execute your vision with precision, making your story unforgettable. Discover our story at storytell.media and let's make your story shine.